Thanks, Sam.
You're welcome.
All right. Bye, baby. So, this is the third recording episode to Sparks of Joy. Again, we're still learning. We're still at that new stage, but somehow I didn't get comfortable on you guys because I showed up with the Nipsey braids. I'm eating my breakfast, brunch. Let me say brunch because we never know what time it is. And I've got my morning coffee. So that all being said, I think that we are here. We're gonna play with the mic forever. I'm gonna find my sweet spot and you guys are gonna love it. But for the meantime, here's where we're at. So as we're getting more into the episode, I'm trying to refine exactly what the purpose of Sparks of Joy is, right? Like I kind of gave you guys a brief rundown when I was getting the equipment all set up. And every time I've come back to thoughts on what I'm doing with all this, it's all mental, right? The joys in life are mental. And it really put an emphasis, or at least all the experiences I've had this morning up until breakfast has all been about mental wellness. So I think I've found what Sparks of Joy is all about, and going forward, we'll probably stay on brand, or at least on subject as much as I can. But with today's issues, problems, mornings, whatever, it was just heavy. And I could have just quit at any moment and just said, let's just cancel today. Let's just not do anything. I don't want to get out of bed. Don't want to brush my teeth. Don't even want to eat. Don't want to do my morning rituals, which is mostly coffee, tea, your normal, whatever. I don't know, but there's another voice up there, right? Not just the old hater in you. There's the voice that tells you to keep going. To not let the issues, the little things, the stuff that you don't have any power over. Like my biggest problem, I guess, is seeing unfairness in the world and just getting so overwhelmed with it, because to me, a lot of things would have easy solutions. With billionaires in the world, we could clearly kill homelessness, right? Like people shouldn't be no one should be without a home. We could easily cure hunger, right? Shout out to Lawyers Helping Hungry Children, a Seattle, Tacoma-based program that's looking for donations and participation and representation, just to be the voice for the innocent, right? The kids, the families. There's so much hunger in the world, and I feel like there is an easy solution. And it's totally doable. It's totally doable. So you could, my macro view of unfairness is there. My micro view of unfairness applies to me and my personal life experience, right? That little drop in the ocean. It's just dealing with so much unfairness, and you thinking that when you get older that you have the capacity to make it all fair, right? Because we've all been spun lies, little society lies. And if you do good things, you'll have a great life, or if you do the responsible thing, or you do the fair thing, you do the right thing. So much of my mental has been designed around that. Like, as long as I'm a good person and acting in good faith and doing good by others, like it's going to come back to me. Well, not even that. They'll go and they'll do the same, and that'll motivate them to want to change the world and make it more fair, or at least more safe. Not to be the pessimist, that it doesn't always work, right? Like I'm here with my rose-colored glasses trying to take them off, right? And put them on your ears, because that's where we're at right now, is just the little unfairnesses in my own life and how I am as an adult, learning to manage, right? The mental around the life, right? Like finding the little sparks of joy in the madness, because you're gonna get pain from every experience that you have, right? Like there's gonna be bad points to breathing and suffering and experience of life, but there's gonna be those sparks, there's gonna be those lessons, there's gonna be that shock to your brain where it's just like, damn, it all makes sense now. Why I am who I am, why I go through these things, or why people are the way they are. And I think that's helped me to manage not just my optimism, but just manage myself in the experience of loving others, loving myself is doing what's fair for me in my own capacity, which a lot of the time is just giving myself a mental break or being the positive parent in my head that says, get up, dude, like you got stuff to do. And not even like responsibilities, but you have dreams, you have these things that you need to accomplish, whether it's even just a personal day for myself. Like, and I really do think that no one teaches this part about life, like how to manage your mental, how to move through different life experiences like growth or death or ending friendships or relationships or whatever it is. No one teaches you like how to deal with your mental, your emotions around that. And I'm not here to give psychology. Full disclosure, I'm not a doctor. I only studied 32 years of life. And I'm good about the life stuff. Some stuff's really not gonna make sense. And I hope that when you listen that, hey, even if I don't make sense, a part of it makes sense. 5 minutes makes sense, 5 seconds makes sense. Whatever message, whatever gem you pull out of this is essentially all that I need from any of you. But I wanted to get more context as to one, why I'm qualified to even do this or essentially share with you the stuff that went on this morning. Like many people in the world, I suffer from being empathetic to people's needs. I myself have been without for a really long time. And it's stuff that, like I said, is easy. I think from a young age, just recognizing that, like as a child and not having the things that you need, stable parents, solid community, not even having a place to live for, I think like a good solid 6 years. And then just that feeling of not being safe, you are constantly in a survival mode. So that hindered, I think that personally hindered a lot of my growth, or at least delayed it. But I read a lot of things that tell me like that time is a concept, right? But that is my fear, right? Is that like I need to hurry up and get these things because they will never come. And that's the safety, like the mental safety. Like no one tells a 6-year-old like, hey, these are things you don't have to worry about. As an adult, it's my job to do this, or as the parent, or as the friend, the sister, the sibling, whatever that, care responsibility is, right? Even for just humanity. And I think it sucks that we put this place on our family to be the only people that are kind to us, right? Or the people that should be good to us. Like if they're not my mom, if they're not my cousin, like I don't care. And that exclusivity is important for certain things, but the care of a human being, or the essential care of life, extends beyond just your family. And I'm not talking about saying, we're not in abortion matters here. I'm literally talking about the care of someone's existence, the safety, the courtesy, the kindness. It shouldn't just extend to your family members. And even then, a lot of times people go through experiences never having experienced that from their own family. Like the stuff they're supposed to do. I had a lot of concepts around the things people are supposed to do. Billionaires are supposed to be philanthropists because you have it all. You have it all. You have the ability to give it all. And we're not asking for all of it. That's the crazy part. We're not asking for all of it. We're asking for a fair amount. Which brings me back to those expectations. And how do I fix my mind to understand that these moments of unfairness don't dictate the rest of my life? And that's that panic of survival. Is everything's right now in that sudden moment, and you want to make decisions, and you want to change your situation, or you want to improve anyone's. And I am so that way about everyone I love, everyone I care about, or anyone that's struggling, because a part of me identifies with that. Like if someone would have just saved me, come in at any moment and just made my life easier. Why is life always a lesson? And I'm not saying that none of my life has been great. And that's my thing, is like being able to share the bad with all the good. I can also say it's made me appreciate the people that are very supportive of everything I do in my life. And I mean, I've got more friends of God, or friends of faith, or friends of family than I have my own family. Like literally, it's just me and my siblings, and that's the disconnect. Like there's nobody else. And we're having our own kids, and then we're now in our 30s trying to unwind this mental strain that we have to like create this family that we never had, right? Where it's just, I think that's a lot of weight to have in your 30s, like to be sorting out like, hey, I never had that family support and I want to make sure that my kid has everything I didn't have. And that's literally being Superwoman or being the perfect parent. And not saying that that's not a great goal to have. It was my only goal to have. And now that she's here, this is a catch-22. You become a parent, you're like, boy, am I fucking failing. At some point in your life, right? Where you're just like, I don't know what the fuck I'm supposed to do. And I hope that my daughter looks back on this and she realizes like, I was winging it a lot of the time. A lot of the time. And that's really all life is, really. People think I have my shit together all the time. Yeah, no, nigga. For the most part, I'm hanging on by a thread any given moment. And if you still think that I'm like one of the nicest people in the world, understand that that is the grace of joy that I give. It's just, I don't have it in me to be evil to you because there's a lot of evil, unfair, stupid, harmful, painful shit in this world. So the bare minimum that I'm gonna do is make sure I'm not one of them, or that experience isn't with me. Now, do I have a foolproof record? No. I'm sure there's at least 6 good, solid people who have valid reasons for hating me or thinking that I'm not a nice person, and understand that that's perfectly fine. I have also moved on and accepted that. In some people's stories, I will play the villain. And I just hope that I am the prettiest villain in your story. That's it. No, to get back to the bigger message here is to share my personal experiences so that someone else that's a life learner, that's a student of lessons like myself, knows that as long as you give space to keep going, like there's more joys to life. And I really used to think my name was like this big ass curse where I just had to be happy all the time. And unfortunately, that's not the case for all of us. You're allowed to have these moments. Like some feelings are just gonna be so overwhelming. You consider questioning yourself, everything you know, like that's a voice. That's another voice in your head that's like, what is life? What is your life? What does your life matter? Why? And there's gonna be that voice that doubts, right? That's like, I can't do this. None of this is necessary. If I really sat here and told you how many times I'm like, the last thing the world needs is another podcast of somebody going through some shit and telling them that they're the professional. Like, I'm gonna cure you of your depression, or it's so easy to get over. It's not. I'm here to tell you it's not easy to get over, and that there is no amount of right ways to find this space to be okay. Like, this is the podcast that's gonna celebrate your mediocrity, okay? Attendance, you showed up and gave bare minimum, meaning the piece to others that sometimes you don't give yourself. Round of fucking applause. You're gonna get your cookies here, for sure. Yeah, it's about celebrating those moments when you're at your lowest and you're still figuring out things and things don't make sense. It's when that voice gets louder than all the other voices, all the other good voices, right? This is the podcast that gives you the parental voice to say it's okay to be not okay right now. But you'll look back at these moments and then you're just gonna laugh. You're just gonna laugh. Because one, half the time, you're not even gonna remember them. That's the crazy part. You don't even remember these little moments of pain until you're going through the next painful experience. And then you completely forget about them. Like giving birth, most painful experience in the world. Getting hit in your nuts, you never forget that. But the last time you broke a bone, do you remember the exact feeling you had that you broke a bone? Or did you actually remember the other time that you were stubbing your toe and like the end of the world was coming, right? This is to reflect on those moments. So I spent a lot of time talking about what it's going to be about, and I just feel like we should be about it, right? And that glimpse in my morning, already cried like 8 times today, and it's not even 2:00. I'm at this phase in my life where I'm going through a major transition of identity. Like all of the habits that I've had of being me, not even that I'm starting to question, is I'm realizing, do the majority of them bring me joy, or do they stop me from finding my happiness? or do they excuse, you know what I mean? It's not even like a victim behavior, but there's no parent that like comes around and is like, hey, I love that you're happy, or that, you know, it's okay to be sad. There isn't, right? So you have to parent yourself in these moments to be like, it's gonna be okay. Like, you don't have it all figured out, and that's okay. Like, you're not perfect in this moment, and that's okay. Some things are gonna suffer, and that's okay. But it's that part of my journey where I'm just like, how much of that suffering is just me suffering? Like, and most of the time it's just a mental thing. Most of the time it's just like, I feel like if I can't make the next move, if I can't hurry up and level up, if I can't hurry up and have it figured out, like, it's not good enough. Or you're not doing it the right way, or something is wrong with you. And that's where things like, we're so busy hurrying up, trying to figure it all out. There's no one to slow us down to be like, just chill, bro. Like, you're not taking an L, and yeah, you're like, the wind's coming. And sometimes the wind's already here, but we're too focused on finding that exact wind, right? Like, I want to hurry to make $1 million right now, tomorrow. And every day until that $1 million feels so painful and isn't an enjoyable experience because you're just not there yet. And then you get there and then you find out that once you make $1 million, then guess what? That $1 million is taxed at 30% by people that don't even do anything for you. Sucks. Hi, Mama. Emma's actually here, and I'm sure she's gonna come by. She even dressed herself, guys. I'm so proud of her. You wanna come and say hi to the camera?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Mama. Well, here, how about you come around? You say something to the mic. You can't hear yourself, can you? Can you hear yourself?
Yeah.
You can?
Yeah.
All right, talk to the mic.
Hello.
Hello, what? They don't know you.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't tell them your name?
Hello, my name's Emery.
Emery?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your favorite color, Emery?
Pink.
Pink. What are you doing right now?
I am watching TV in the room.
In the room?
Yeah.
What TV show are you watching?
YouTube.
YouTube?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know how Mommy feels about YouTube. Anyways, you want to give me some love?
Yeah.
I see you later?
See you later.
All right, girl. I like your outfit.
Thank you.
It's very cute. Mom moment. Always make time for the mom moments. And if you're not a mom, go love your mom. And if you can't love your mom, hey, I'm your mom. I'm your mom and I love you. And if you see me, it's okay to have a mom moment. And mom moments are bear hugs. Super big bear hugs. So if you need one, I got it for you. We are in a pandemic, so I'm gonna ask that you do consider vaccination, or at least air hug me, fist high five, 6 feet. No, but totally lost my train of thought. But here we are, learning experience. Yeah, so I'm in this transition of my life, and like, there's moments of like great happiness and wanting to celebrate or tell the world, and sometimes I feel like I don't even have anybody to tell. I just want my sister, my baby sister, to know that she is exempt. I can always tell her. However, like, you want the team, you know? You want the people that you came up with, or you want the people that you love the most to just be there and celebrate with you. And sometimes they're going through their life stuff, or you just don't, I mean, it's more, I want to give specifics, right? Because it's like, I'm trying to be vulnerable so people know who I am. I am the baby mama of my friends, where it's just me and my kid, and everything I do is about my kid. And when I have moments for myself, I'm really tired. I'm super tired. For the most part, it's just a Netflix and chill. I really go to bed with company, like at 8 or 9 o'clock. And now that I'm like getting older, I'm like, I'm a shitty friend. I'm a terrible friend, right? Like, it's come over and I nap, or I'll fold your laundry, or watch your kids. You know, like, I'm here to help, but understand I'm not tired and I'm old. And I feel like that is not something that my friends need or want, or even that I'll have time for in the moment. And just not even the guilt surrounding those feelings, is just feeling like that you're failing, right? It's that fear that, oh, I'm not maintaining this level of friendship that I introduced to them 10 years ago. Or I'm having a moment about myself that I'm not even quite sure how to share. Like, I don't know what to say to certain people, or I don't know the move to make. And I'm scared the more I tell people, the less of my actual personal choice will be a part of it. that I'll be, because I'm very influenced. I care about what people think and how they feel. And if I love you, I value your mental awareness. And you know me, right? So all the advice that you give to me is going to apply, right? It's not saying my friends have bad advice, but understand that a lot of times, a lot of situations that you go through will need to be done alone. And just being okay with that. And we could talk about codependency. It's more so whenever I make a decision in life, I feel like it affects everybody. So I consult all of the people around me. And then that affects the decision that I make. And I'm learning to walk away from that, because at the end of the day, everybody's not going to always be here to live my life. And probably the best and lowest times I'll probably be alone. And that being said, I have to make sure that that person that's alone is okay with the decisions that they made when they're there. And everyone there. And I want to be happy with those decisions. So struggling with my friendship side. And then we can talk about the romantic side. I've tried casual dating. It's the worst. Especially when I'm not allowing myself to be vulnerable with people. And I'm running out of patience, because I just feel like I'm a terrible person for this, but just be me as possible. And when I say me, I mean like a comfortable person to be around, a considerate person to spend time with, and be fun. Like, be fun, right? I'm not trying to Netflix and chill unless I tell you like I'm really in the mood to Netflix and chill, and then that's the case. Don't pull up on me or text me asking me if I'm trying to come smoke and it's our first date. There's people that have done that, and understand I'm definitely in my 30s. And that's just like asking someone to the drive-thru. You seen old girl's TikTok. You knew what she was talking about when they ordered 100 tacos, and you knew it was going to be bad, and she just went with it. Okay, I'm not at that age. 28, 26. Sure, idiot. I'll do idiot stuff for free. Now, no. Yeah. And that's okay. Some people don't know that, and that's their dating lane. My dating lane is, I just need you to know. I just need you to know, because I'm down with a lot. I went on a scooter ride for the first time ever on one of my dates. Best date I ever went on. Best date. I like doing fun stuff, and they could be simple fun stuff, but don't ever have me out here looking crazy or simple, and that's that. So that's my problem, is I expect everybody to just know these basic rules when dealing with them. And I think that's all of us with life, right? We're just like, I just expect you to think the same way I'm thinking 24/7. That's not the case. That's not the case. We are all unique. Our life experiences are very unique. You'll find some similarities in mine, and I'll feel like I can relate to yours. But in all reality, like, I can never be you, and you can never be me. But the closest thing to me is probably what will win me over and take me off the market. Till then, big chilling in my Nipsey braids, eating my cold breakfast, because clearly all I want to do is talk to y'all. And then my career life, like, this is probably my biggest issue with life. Why come parents can't pay child support once you hit 18? To kids, like, I'm being for real. And I'm saying this, like, I've struggled already being with you or grown up. Why do you think I'm not, like, you shouldn't have to pay me to continue living? Like, I ain't asked to be here. No, let me shut up. Because I am grateful, and I created a life, and that's brought more value. But understand that I need parents to stop thinking that their children owe you because you brought them into this world. I did not tell you to not pull out. I did not tell you to not wear a condom, because now that I got a kid, it's the first thing I tell everybody. Be responsible when having sex. And I mean, like, pick a responsible partner. Or if you're not ready to be a parent, know that and do all that you can to avoid that. It happens all the time. I meet plenty of people without children, right? Because kids don't deserve to suffer, and they shouldn't feel like a living mistake for however long they gotta live. That's your fault. But fast forward to careers. Why this is careers. I didn't know I was gonna have to work to survive for my whole life. No one told me that, and I think that this is an appropriate podcast for any age to know that. You should put your kids in front of me so they understand. Enjoy these moments. Sleep all you can. Do whatever. I'm not saying be bad. Don't be bad. What I'm saying is enjoy your youth. Don't do stupid stuff that'll land you in jail. but enjoy being on the swings, puddle jumping, being asleep at 2 o'clock on a Tuesday, 4 naps, having bedhead and mismatched socks and no one judging you. Like, enjoy being 8. At 13 or 12, I was so focused on being an adult and having boyfriends and going on girl stuff. And now I'm at my 30s and I don't be having no type of relationships with anybody, and no one told me that. Like, no one told me I was not gonna be able to just pull up and kick it with my friends any day of the week. So enjoy it, because you'll have to work. And by work, you'll have to listen to people tell you what to do all day long. Someone is always going to tell you what to do. I got authority issues. I'm traumatized. A lot of y'all be making dumb decisions and thinking that you could just tell me what you can, or I'm gonna participate in these dumb decisions because I work with you. That's no shade to no boss that I've ever had. I'm just here to tell you, I didn't ask for a career. I asked you to pay me so I could survive. So I always have a problem with working because I shouldn't have to do this much work just to pay some bills. Like, I'm not out here going on ski trips or doing nothing crazy. I'm really just paying my bills and minding my business. Why do I have to work so hard for that? Why are we, what is inflation? It's a made up thing. All this is made up. All this is made up. I literally went into Ross yesterday and I realized that I'm literally checking out. My bill's coming to like $175. I watched this man, homeless guy, transient, Ballard. There's 4 people at the front. If you work in retail, you already know what's gonna happen, because you already know they can't stop him from stealing. He got all this stuff in his backpack. My man's walked out at least $200 worth of merchandise. No one chased him. And here go my stupid ass being a responsible civilian and paying $175 for shit that ain't worth $100. You know what I mean? But it's a scam, and they told us we had to work and we had to sacrifice 5 days, 40 hours plus commute time every week. I'd rather be on a farm milking cows right now. My problem is I want to do everything and everything costs money. So I'm going to keep working. And like I said, no disrespect to my boss. Him and I are really great friends. And honestly, I feel like this job that I have, this career path that I'm making, is more familiar to me because I'm closer to being my authentic self. Like, I don't hide anything from my job. My job knows I smoke weed. Talk about life goals in your 30s. Like, and he knows that I'm not gonna show up to work high, or, you know what I mean? He knows I'm functioning. It's just a wind down. It's just a wellness thing. Some people take anxiety medication. I like to spark and chill. Binge watch a couple of episodes of Netflix. I will even make random food concoctions. Honestly, one of my friends came over yesterday and I made some salmon fried rice, and I promise you, it was higher than hell. And it even tastes better, right? It heightens your taste buds. So all the healthy stuff tastes good when you're high. I will literally eat okra. I'll eat a raw salad with uncooked asparagus and be like, yo, slaps. Right? Because you're tasting all the good nutrients in it at a heightened experience. And that's what me plugging right now. Again, Crossroads Cannabis is getting ready to drop. What Crossroads is to me the closest thing to nature-made marijuana, right? And we're not talking about the stuff that's grown in somebody's house that got a $3,000 a month light bill. I'm talking about you can literally drive by the farms and see the weed growing outside with the little hoops and a tarp. They do a light deprivation practice. It's a Korean technique. We all know Asian people, y'all got the agriculture on lock, okay? I mean that. I be watching the Netflix or the Snapchat, all the little documentaries about all the stuff that comes from Asia. And the fact that, like, I really got to go all the way to H Mart to try the rest of fruits that exist in the world, because we only like import, I don't know, like what is it, 1% of the world's fruits and vegetables? 1%. That's crazy. So I'm trying to try the other 99. So if y'all want to send me them expensive grapes y'all got and some of that stinky fruit, I will take either one of those as a gift. Oh, and real wasabi. I just found out all the sushi I've been eating is straight horseradish. That's disrespectful, and I didn't understand that that's just a poor person thing. And I need real wasabi in my life. But again, back to careers and crossroads. So my careers, getting ready to change. I'm turning into a brand ambassador, crazy, right? For Crossroads Cannabis. So I'm doing marketing management, and I'm getting ready to draft my own ambassador contract. Mind you, if you guys don't know, I've been in the legal field on and off for the last decade. Whether it's in insurance, government, being a paralegal for a really long time, and now I'm pretty much everything for the current law firm that I'm at. And just to be able to be an adult, be myself, and be artistic. Like, you don't get to be all things at work, right? Like, you gotta be your shadow self. You gotta be your professional self. You gotta be, there's already so many things they ask you to do, and I feel like we should start taxing them for having to be professional all the time, because there's too much of my life that needs to be controlled on the ability on whether or not I'm able to actively seek employment, right? So there's a stigma around weed users, and that's part of my job, is just to remove that stigma for pot professionals. There are plenty of smart people that smoke weed, and they're not just stoners on the couch. Don't get me wrong, those are the best philosophical questions I'll ever have, conversations, tones. Honestly, it's the best experience to have, just be around a bunch of smart high niggas. It's the best. Understand that niggas is gender and racial neutral, okay? Doesn't mean y'all can use it. It just means I'm calling all of you niggas. We're inclusive. So that being said, I'm getting ready to start marketing, and I have so many creative ideas, and this journey is so new to me because I've always done administrative support positions or just, informational. And I now get to utilize, to me at least, the best skill and talent that I have, which is connecting with people to connect you with a brand that, one, cares about the entire world. If my boss could really solve every world's problem, if you all gave him $1 billion, I'm sure he would have given you all you needed to clean up the streets of Seattle and get everybody home, housed, and not hungry, period. And that's what, honestly, I love about him, is even though he's made money, he's given so much money back, and he's so involved in trying to make a better community for Seattle. Trying to get the Sonics back too. Like, he's definitely one of those people that want us to have a team. But yeah, he's a great person all the way around, but presenting this opportunity to him, because I pitched the job to him to let him know that I was even actively interested. And it was so funny to hear him see like a different side of me, right? Just to have that space to say, hey, I've never done anything like this before, but I recognize this is what you're gonna need, and this is how I can help. And gave him my salary requirements, and we negotiated like business people, just people to sit down and respect you for all that you are and all that you do. And I've only been with this business for 4.5 months, is another thing that I'm just like, it's hard for me to even think that I'd ever be in this position when I literally had to have like a moment. I took 2 weeks off of work for my previous job because I was just feeling like I could not be my full self, mixed with having to do my job and the newfound wokeness that came around all cultures when the George Floyd incident started happening, and all of the protests and that more social awareness. And then just feeling, because I'm the only Black person there, that's a conversation that I need to have at work regularly, or that people want to talk to me about. And that's my thing, is like, how much of me gets to say, hey, I'm here for you, and how much of it is self-accountability. And that's my mental, right? It's like, I had to take time off because I felt like I was failing my race by not being a social advocate, by not wanting to always share my stories, by me feeling like I was a poster child for this very whitewashed profession, and that I was only being tapped on or hit up or reached out to because it benefits them, right? Not because you want to uplift me, you know what I mean? Either way. getting on tangents, but that's part of Sparks of Joy, right? To understand that not only am I fearless now, I'm also encouraged by my own employer to be myself. And he's very patient, and I'm figuring it out along the way, but at the same time, he lets me do me. And a lot of the time, we both say winning off that. So that's just another part of my life. But getting ready to jump in with Crossroads and for us to build something out together, it's like having another kid, to be honest, with someone that wants a kid with you. And that's an experience I've never really had. It's just like, and I have a kid, so that just says a lot, right? Is having something to create, and we're both very passionate about it. His message is to Crossroad brand users, like, we want to give you consistency across the map. We want to not even patent our practice, like patent our seeds, like we do the natural genetics with the seeds, and we have someone that studied plants and agriculture and how, like, the breakdown, right? The DNA of the marijuana, right? And they be having their own babies, and we be making just fire off that. Like, come on, why would you not? But the reality is, being able to share someone's story creatively has always been something I've wanted to do. So y'all are going to see bits of me to develop someone else's story. And I hope that you support it. I hope that it gets everything that it says it's going to give, right? Because I don't know about y'all, but I'm tired of buying dubs, and they're dubs. They're zeros. Like, it's mid at best. There's too much garbage in the weed business now because it's not FDA regulated. Testing isn't mandatory. So what it means it's not FDA regulated, you know how you go to the grocery store and you see the ingredients on the back and it tells you what it's all made of? Like, that's the FDA saying you have to list out what is in there, right? Well, the marijuana laws are new, right? But they're also based off of archaic laws. So the FDA is kind of still figuring it out. They don't want to do a lot of certified testing in marijuana. This is my conspiracy theory. I think because there's so many natural benefits to marijuana, and because it's not federally recognized, or at least removed as a narcotic federally, that the FDA can't do their job, right? So once it's like removed, maybe we'll have more studies as to marijuana, and we'll have a less saturated market of crack, because you'll have to pay to prove that your product is what it says it is. Or at least you'll have to be able to prove quality, right? So there's going to be the Nikes and the Jordans. Crossroads Cannabis is up there. It's Nikes and Jordans, right? And then you're going to have the Payless brand. And that's fine. Some people can't afford Payless, or they only want to get a little bit buzzed, and that's your product. But either way, the FDA's not regulating. And yeah, there's just a lot to consider when you're in the weed market. Like, there's a lot of people that just jumped in the business because money, right? There's a lot of people that jumped in the business because they knew plants, and then they sucked as a business because you don't have that background. Crossroads is a combination of both, right? You got good business and good practices, and they spent a long time. I think they started, the business started at 20, I don't know. It's been around for a while, but he's just now launching his brand. So we're going to get up and rolling. You're going to start seeing product reviews. The samples are about to be rolling in, and I'm going to be rolling up. So I'm supposed to give you guys my tagline and let you know, like, we're wrapping up. But I be falling in love again. I be thinking about all the other stuff I could be telling you guys, and that's my problem. I could roll on forever and ever. Something I'll never stop talking. I want you to know I spend 98% of my time alone. So outside of work, this is the only adult interaction that I get. And that's with myself. But metaphorically, talking to you all, whom I love already. I hope we're in a relationship now. I really do. I hope you at least consistently know, or at least you can count on me to say whatever, whenever, all the time. So that being said, I don't want anyone to take me serious until it's time to be serious. And half the time you guys will never know when that is. So I just hope you enjoy all of this. It's a fun experience for me to share parts of myself and parts of what I got going on. If anyone would like to come through and be my husband, make my life better, and roll my blunts for me, I'm emotionally available. And I will eat your food and still go get some more. I like to give people pharmaceutical warnings. You know, like I said, there's nutrients on the back. On the pill bottles, caution will cause ultimate in love status, but I play too much. And I'm unpredictable, but I'm not crazy. I'm expressive and I'm passionate. But for the most part, I'm a fun time. That's why you guys are here, because I'm fun, or just because I'm pretty. But you can't say that now because I got my nipsies in, and your girl definitely needs to trim some edges. They're looking. Anyways, that all being said, I'm supposed to give you guys my tagline. Still not there yet. We'll have better moments. Crossroads Cannabis is going to drop January. So I'll be doing all of the promotion then. Maybe you guys will see my presence on social media more. Right now I'm kind of taking a break. It's my birthday month, y'all. It's my birthday month. And I feel like I probably cried more in this month than any month all year long. Yes, actually yes. Because a lot of it's been from laughing. I promise you, I cry laughing a lot of the time. And I'm not loud and super extra. But I mean, animated and expressive. So that being said, yeah, it's my birthday month. So, I'm about to be in my Jesus year. And for my Jesus year, I'm just trying to create better practices. Being better to myself and thus being better to others. Because when you're good here, you're good everywhere. When you're present, when you're in your moments. So yes, Sparks of Joy, where we roll up and we discuss life and the pain and the purpose that comes with it, right? Just the power in that. Just the power in the pain. And making ourselves fearless from that. Again, not a certified doctor, not a medical professional. I do not give any type of legal advice either. I'm just mad reckless. I've lived a crazy life, and I feel like you guys should hear about it so that it makes you better. It makes you think different. If it makes you think different, then great. It's been 42 minutes of me just rambling on a Saturday. My breakfast is cold. My coffee's still hot though. Shout out. I just want to make sure we are all unanimous that hemp milk is the best milk to put in coffee. If you never had it, go to Java Foot, or you can just get it over the counter and make it yourself. So that is Sparks of Joy. We're working on getting logos and branding, but I'm batching right now. Again, we're on our 3rd episode. I owe you guys another because I was supposed to record on another Thursday, but yeah, we were celebrating just being able to deliver a pitch to your own boss, because how many of us get that opportunity to say, hey, this is what I really want to do. This is what I really want to focus on, and I want you to pay me for it. And they're like, yes, we just have to figure out how much. Miracles. Happens every day. I still don't believe in work, but if you're going to work, I hope the parts of you that are most important are highlighted in your work. And a lot of times, it's just getting paid. So as long as you're getting paid, don't worry about it. Sparks of Joy. Episode, I don't know. It's been real, y'all.